Hello friends, it's Renee. In the last 5 weeks, my blog posts have been all about what not to say to a caregiver of persons living with dementia. So I finally get to flip that and talk about what to say to caregivers. So I want to reiterate again that I did not mean to shame anyone or to make you feel bad about what not to say to a caregiver. We've all been there. We've all said things that weren't quite right, where you're stuck in a situation where you don't really know what to say. So today, I hope I can give you some tips about things that are helpful. This information comes from me, as well as some informal polling that I did of caregivers. So the first one is, I am praying for you, or I am thinking about you. It was so supporting to me to know that I had people thinking about us and praying about us during that time. My church is a very prayerful church. I have a prayer team, and just knowing that this team was praying for our family for the 8 years that we lived with this diagnosis in our family was very supportive. And even if you're not a person of faith, just knowing that someone is thinking about you and your situation feels really good. So telling someone that you are thinking about them is a supportive thing to say. You might also say, tell me how you're really doing. It must be hard. And that opens the door for a conversation if the caregiver wants to have a conversation. You're acknowledging that you know that it's hard. If the caregiver doesn't want to talk, then he or she won't. One of my favorite quotes came from a friend who said that someone came to her house and said, I thought you might need a pound cake. So that acknowledges a need. Of course, she doesn't need a pound cake, but it acknowledges a need. And then the pound cake itself, what a lovely gift. And I can imagine the person baking the pound cake probably thinking of the family or praying for the family or the person while they were baking. Now, if you know that your recipient has health issues that preclude dessert, maybe pound cake is not the right thing to bake, but you get my drift. It doesn't have to be a pound cake. Another thing you might offer and say is, may I sit with you? Or may I walk with you? This just gives the caregiver space to talk if they want to or not. But you are communicating that you want to share their load with them by being with them and being supportive of them wherever they are in the journey. I think the best thing you can say to a caregiver is to offer a specific help that you think they might need. So by that, I mean there's a list of chores that everyone has to do, but when you throw caregiving into that list, some of the other chores just get left behind. So if you can approach the caregiver with an offer for a specific help and a specific time, that is very helpful. So you might say, I am free on Saturdays to cut your lawn. And the caregiver is free to say, no, I really don't need that, or something else. So you might offer to walk dogs together. You might offer them a ride to the doctor, or you might offer them to go grocery shopping for them. You might offer, best of all, to sit with the person living with dementia and be a part of their lives while the caregiver gets out to run chores or even just have a bit of time to him or herself. What a gift that would be for a caregiver. Thank you so much.